Alright, this is Christopher Fox once again, and this is a request assigned for Dave. And the name of this video is This Hit Too Close to Home. This is Brett Cooper. She's about to talk about something called Too Close to Home, so let's check it out. Yay.
The comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. I think you guys have probably seen the news already, so I don't really need to introduce this topic, but I'll give you a bit of a backstory. There was a shooting yesterday in Nashville at a private Christian school in Green Hills, which is one of our neighborhoods. It was called the Covenant School, and it was a school that was part of the Covenant Presbyterian Church, which is in Green Hills. 3 children, all of whom were 9, and 3 adults in their 60s were killed. And yesterday, as all of the news was coming out, I stayed pretty quiet. And I posted this on my Instagram story early this morning as I was working on this episode. But it is very odd to be in a public position where people expect you and want you to comment on things right away and have an opinion on something right away. And I just did not feel comfortable doing that, even as other people, in my circle were posting and commenting on it. I just did not have all the facts. I wasn't sure what I wanted to communicate. I didn't want people to think that I was just commenting on it because everybody else was. I didn't want to just post another infographic of let's all pray. It's just it felt very, very weird to me because I know that I have so many eyes on me. But then I saw a lot of DMs of, what are you going to say? What do you think? And so anyway, I just want you all to know I was thinking about it yesterday. These families were in my thoughts and prayers, and I really wanted to make sure it was very clear about what I communicated about this tragedy. And it is a tragedy. There's no other way to spin it. Now, this is an event that quite literally hit close to home. This happened very close to all of us in Nashville. Nashville is not really a big city. Everything is pretty tightly knit.
Yeah.
Just in the past 24 hours, I've realized that, I know about 6 different people who all knew somebody who was impacted by this. I know somebody whose next door neighbor's daughter died. It's very, very small. It's very, very tight knit. But like I said, I chose to stay quiet yesterday and focus on the families who are receiving unbearable news, the worst news that a family could ever receive.
Yeah, agreed.
I obviously have not experienced a shooting,
Death.
But my brother did pass away at school. I watched my family rush to a school to find his body. It is the worst thing that, a parent, that a family could ever experience. I would not wish that on anybody. And the fact that there are, 6 families in this community that are dealing with that right now is just, it's awful. It's tragic. It is heartbreaking. And to be honest, I wasn't even planning on doing an episode about this. I didn't really want to capitalize on it. I didn't want to speak on something that I really didn't know a lot about. There weren't a lot of facts out there. I just wanted to give it time. But the 24 hours since this happened, we have a lot more information, and I feel a bit more comfortable speaking about this. And last night on Twitter, I was reading some people's responses to this tragedy, and I would be remiss not to highlight them, and that's kind of what I want to focus on today, because I just want to show you all what we're dealing with and what we live amongst. Now, normally at the Daily Wire, and I want to give this as a disclosure, normally here, we do not share the name or the photo of any shooter. We do not want to give them the fame and attention that they are usually trying to achieve by doing one of these heinous acts. However, in this case, the name and the identity of the shooters is arguably quite important.
The news,
and it seems like she might have had a different motivation than just trying to get fame. The authorities are reporting that this was a more targeted attack at the school. We now know that the shooter's name is Audrey Hale. And the reason why...
Fuck you, Audrey Hale, if you're watching this.
...is because Audrey Hale identified as trans and went by Aiden. She used he, him pronouns.
Of course.
Was very, very active in the LGBTQ plus community. She was 28, and she was a former student of the Covenant School. That is why authorities believe that this is targeted at the administration, at the school, whatever it did to her. Now, just 2 nights ago, AOC was on her Instagram talking about the awful cis white straight men who go around shooting things in America. And this is the common narrative when it comes to mass shootings.
Many of these disgusting and insinuating attacks on trans and LGBT people are actually projections of what predatory, cisgender, and often straight men do when left alone in the presence of women,
LGBTQ, the words of death, in my opinion.
But when the information started to come out about the shooter's identity, the media was utterly silent.
Like the new 666, the demon
it was like, oh,
number.
Who? Is she a teenager? Is she 20? Who is it?
I don't got things against gay people, but my God, people take it way too fucking far. Way too far.
Independent journalists were digging up information about her. The mainstream media was utterly silent. We don't really know. Who is that? I wonder why they were doing that. They were doing that because it's not convenient for them. Because her identity as a female transgender person is not advantageous for their mission, for their movement. In most cases, if it is convenient for their agenda, they plaster the shooter's face across the news. They try to find some ties to an alt-right agenda. They slander all of the stuff. But they can't do that with this shooting. But it doesn't mean that they aren't trying to spin it to avoid confronting the truth about Audrey. To start us off, here is a now deleted tweet from an NBC, Washington Post, and Guardian contributor. He tied the shooting back to the Daily Wire. He said NBC has ID'd the Nashville school shooter as Audrey Hale, 28, who identifies as transgender and had no previous criminal record. Nashville is home to the Daily Wire, a hub of anti-trans activity by Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, and Michael Knowles. What the hell does that have to do with anything? He obviously deleted that very quickly, but everybody has screenshots. Everybody is sharing it.
Yeah.
He's reaching. He's not even...
Once you post shit on the internet, it stays there for the rest of your fucking life.
The shooter or their identity. He is reaching and trying to find some link to something else. He also tweeted this. Designated female at birth. The Nashville shooter, who died by police gunfire, identified as transgender.
Never goes away.
He, him pronouns. Oh, good. Yes, for sure. Let's try to get her pronouns right. That's not the issue at hand, Ben. Here's another one. This is from the...
Pronouns. I fucking hate pronouns. Fuck that shit.
GOP congressman from Nashville district, heartbroken by shooting. A 2021
they, them. I'm like, don't talk to me then.
So just because somebody has guns means that they cannot be heartbroken over a tragedy? Again, that's asinine. That doesn't even make sense. Let's try to apply this logic to anything else. If you have a car... You can't be heartbroken over a tragic car accident. If you drink, you can't be heartbroken over a DUI that causes a car accident or domestic violence.
This world's a fucking...
It does not work. You are choosing inflammatory emotion over honest...
Or they put it in the water. Those chemicals are strong as hell.
Because they're desperate to tie this and spin this so that it works for them. Alejandro Caraveo, who I have covered on the show before because her content is wild, said, thank God Tennessee protected the children from the so-called horrors of drag and gender-affirming care so that they can be shot up at a school by an AR-15 instead. This school is not even part of the Tennessee government. It's not even linked to our Tennessee government. It's not a public school. Politicians don't work here. They had no role in any of that legislation. This is a wrong and absurd connection. You're saying you need to allow kids to go to drag shows or they're going to be shot. Is that what you're saying? That isn't even the worst tweet, though. This person said,
what else
I don't
is there?
condone Audrey Hale's actions, though I understand their outrage against an intolerant state that brainwashes children through religious indoctrination. The reality is that this human still identified as that child attending that school and carried that pain into adulthood. Okay, you might not condone it, but you're excusing it. Lots of people have childhood trauma. And you know what they don't do? They don't go around shooting people. Another person said,
Mr. Anime
got what it deserved today.
Shit like Mr. Anime, Andrew Blaze.
Expect something bad not to happen. Okay, innocent children dying is what Tennessee deserved? Is that what you're saying? Like, these people are truly sick. There is no other way to put it. They're saying the quiet part. They're screaming the quiet part. They're showing their true colors. They do not care. Also, this is absurd.
I'll give two fucks.
We're not
they don't.
victimizing anybody. You're victimizing yourself constantly. This culture is fueled by people desperate for attention, desperate to be oppressed when they are not. If you're victimized, you've done it yourself. The Tennessee government isn't doing anything to you. If you think you're oppressed because you're a Tennessee drag queen and you can no longer shake your ass on a downtown Broadway drag queen bus, I'm sorry, reality check, no, you're freaking not. Somebody else said this, oppressed minorities strike back. And if you don't want it to happen, stop oppressing them. People with nothing left to lose will sometimes not kill themselves, but instead become martyrs. See, all of history, I won't pretend like this wasn't caused by the recent legislation in Tennessee. So you're saying that this person is a martyr? Like, what planet are you living on?
This planet's fucking trash is what this is, Brett Cooper.
Allow us to castrate children or we will kill people. And we're supposed to just stay silent about this and roll over because we're too afraid? You are saying that a
sucks, Brett Cooper. You should know that.
Is a hero. It is going down in a blaze of glory for this movement. It's awful. Like, they couldn't get their normal political talking points and their virtue signaling without a white male shooter, so they're really stretching, and they're showing their true colors. Here's another one. Let's focus on the head of the school, Catherine Coons, who was specifically targeted by 28-year-old student Aiden Hale, who has been dead named in the press as Audrey. Can you imagine what the early 2000s Christian curriculum contained about gender sexuality and being openly queer? Okay, so it's okay that she went and she shot the head of the school. It was probably there when she was a student because of how she struggled with the curriculum. You're blaming this school for an entire generation of trans people? Here's another one. Another day, another mass shooting. The shooter has been identified by his dead name. It appears he used he, him pronouns, was a former student at the school. Of course, MSM and the Leos discussing the issue are misgendering the murderer. I'm sad and angry on so many levels. Okay, so you're equating a murder to misgendering. You don't give a crap about the families impacted. You don't give a crap about the 9-year-old children that were killed. Oh my God, you're so angry and sad because they misgendered a shooter. I'm not.
Who gives a flying fuck about misgendering somebody?
That's this woman who did this.
That's nothing compared to a human life.
I'm not going to spend my time trying to respect her pronouns. She obviously didn't respect anybody else's life. It gets insane. People are literally excusing this tragedy because they see it as revenge, as a trans person's breaking point, being a martyr. But maybe we shouldn't even be surprised about that, considering that this is some of the
pronouns are just something that people say.
What else do you suggest?
It's a.
Well, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a miraculous. What did you say? Murder.
She's kidding. Wait a second. She's just kidding.
Don't say that. That's.
Oh, you don't know. They'll pick up on that. And
Yeah,
She looks pissed off
kidding. It's
watching this.
Does she look like she's kidding? Oh, don't say that. They're going to pick it up and run with it. Oh, we're going to pick up and run with the fact that Jane Fonda says that they should murder Christians?
Oh, God.
Like,
people,
that is the kind of rhetoric that is
fuck
in the mainstream media.
this planet. I say it once, I say it a million times, I say it again. Fuck this planet.
Or any of these forums. Like, that's mild compared to what they want to do to people who disagree with them. It's disgusting. You can be angry. You have a right to be angry about anything. You can have an opinion about whatever you want. You can be angry and not kill people. And the space between those is very wide. It takes a lot from somebody to go from being angry to wanting to shoot people who are innocent. I also want you to watch how Joe Biden started his remarks about this tragedy. And no, this is not a deep fake or AI. I thought that it was because I was shocked.
Oh, fuck AI.
Joe Biden.
Fuck
you guys
it.
know that. But
Fuck
I expected that he would at least carry himself with some decency and some composure. And so I literally thought that this was fake. I thought, no, there's no way that the leader of the United States would start his remarks about a senseless tragedy. But he came downstairs to speak about this. Fox News cut to his remarks, and this is what he said.
To the White House.
It's pissing me off.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Dr. Joe Biden's husband. And I ate Jenny's ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream.
What? What
By the
the?
way, I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs.
Who gives a fuck about?
God, Ben, how are you, pal? One of the best guys in the United States Congress, Ben Cardin.
I'm confused.
Folks, it's a delight to have you all here. And who are those good-looking kids back there?
What the hell are you watching, Brett Cooper? What is that? Who is that?
John, we'll jump back in here. Considering the moment,
we were told that
shooting that just happened left 3 children dead, 3 adults dead, shooters dead, and we were told he would be addressing this off the top.
What is he saying?
It's rather surprising. I thought that a somber President Biden would have come to the podium here and addressed the school shooting.
Imagine being those reporters and having to backtrack. I don't think I could do that on air.
No, me either.
I don't think I could have that composure. Let me talk about those good-looking kids. And he leans on the podium. Let me ask you about those kids. He finally does talk about the shooting much later on. And just to make sure that we're all on the same page so everybody has some clarity.
He spent the first 2 minutes talking about chocolate chip.
This press conference's event
Chocolate
was not
chip. Who gives a
about
fuck?
the shooting. It was not designed or planned about the shooting, which had just happened. He was speaking to a women's summit at the White House. It was live streamed by PBS, but his team told the media that he was going to start off the event by acknowledging the shooting and talking about it and then get into his planned speech. But this is what he did instead. He eventually talked about it, but he was too distracted by Chalky Chip,
Yeah.
good-looking kids, to even give a moment of silence about the shooting.
Who gives a fuck about chocolate chip? Stuff it in your face and choke on it, bitch.
A fake tone is the most important thing here, but the fact that he was not even genuine, like authentically, like torn up about this and just came downstairs and was concerned with ice cream, it's just...
Who gives a fuck about ice cream? That's not important, you fuck.
It is decaying every single day. It is mentally ill, certifiably, and people would rather try to prove a political point than pray or even give a moment of silence for children or families impacted by this event.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe that I have to share a world with people who prioritize that. Like, the fact that we cannot even come together about an issue like this, we can't even come together to have common human decency or empathy. It's heartbreaking, but it's maddening. because that's how far we've fallen. So that's all I'm going to say on this subject. Hold your loved ones near, and please keep the families of Haley Scruggs, Evelyn DeCouse, William Kinney, Mike Hill, Cynthia Peake, and Catherine Kuntz in your prayers. Thanks for watching this episode of the comment section. I hope you enjoyed it and that you maybe even learned something. If you've not already, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and of course, ring that notification bell so that you never miss an episode.
Yeah, that sucks. Kind souls taken. That pissed me off. She did a great job with that video, though, I'll say that. I actually kind of like Brett Cooper now that she's spoken up about this. I saw on the fucking news, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? This planet. Fuck this planet. The people are so fucking stupid. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Take care. See you guys next one. Later.